Namaste. So today's tarot reading is extremely special because just a few seconds back, from within there came a voice that it needs to be about relationships because probably that's something that people who are watching my content at the present time and moment and in the future, this is going to be important for them to listen to it. But all reasons aside, it was a calling from within, so I had to listen to it. And this one is especially for relationships. This can be for love, which is romantic, but otherwise also because I always feel like romantic relationships sort of show you and invite you to see something within your space of family, the relationships that you have with your family members. The romantic relationship always, in some way or form, would reflect it back to you. So it's just a cue. It might be true for some people, might not be true for other people, but this is an invitation to look at it from this perspective. And yep, so I just want to tell you, whoever is that is new to my channel, my name is Dinima. I'm a tarot reader and also somebody who's trying to build a community platform called Sarthi, the World of Companionship. This is a space for people to come together in a way where they can be provided by the community platform accessible, affordable, and consistent mental and emotional support, leading people back towards connection with themselves, finding a home within themselves. I also feel that when it comes to the perspective, which is a very, very crucial aspect of the way that we lead our lives, Sarthi has come up with an initiative called the Perspective Room, which is starting January 5th. The first one is starting January 5th. It's weekly sessions. We're doing it 3 times a week. We are going to be discussing about one common theme every session, and they're going to be facilitated by me for starters. And eventually, people take the lead. They share their stories, lived experiences, listen to each other's perspective, and that's how probably they find connection within themselves, inside them, which can, you never know, change your life. Something somebody says, we never know how it changes our life. So it's just a perspective to turn around, look within, and be involved with your own inner world just by hearing a voice of somebody else and their story as to how they approach that particular theme of that particular session, which is, of course, related to your daily struggles. So let's get ahead and start on with the reading. Oh, also before that, in the description box below, the links are available. So just go down there and then you will see the link for the community, the link for the sign up, which is there for the January 5th session as well. So go ahead and do that. And now I'm going to start with the tarot reading. So let's see what is going to come up for the day. I am going to start with my Light Seers deck to see, when it comes to the relationship, what do you need to be in the light of? And let's find out. I'm going to be using a multiple deck. I'll be using multiple cards today. So let's see. Oh, King of Swords. It's pretty cool. I'll tell you why I find this card very, very cool. It's because there's a raven here, there's a bat here, there's an owl here. So, and then there's some creature over here on the sword. I think it's a dragonfly. Yeah, it is. And the guy himself, again, I think these cards are very like some of these cards have very indigenous culture vibe to it, very ancient, very old. So I see the feathers here that are tied on this person's hand, and then there are the animals. So I feel like it's very, very much rooted and connected to the nature. Indigenous people really, really look up to nature. The shamans worship nature. They worship Aya. So I feel like there's some connection that probably you yourself have in terms of a relationship that is to be built with this indigenous culture. Maybe there is an essence of a shaman in you. Maybe there is an essence of a relationship that with the mother earth that you need to cultivate. Maybe you can take back and learn from the shamanic culture. In shamanism and in indigenous cultures, I see and I've seen and I've sensed a lot of loyalty, a lot of devotion, a lot of um, towards their partners as well. So towards their offsprings as well. They make sure that their culture, their value system, everything is like really, really rooted into who they are, and as a tribe, as an indigenous, the culture, the tribe that they belong to. So I feel like even the essence of being a part of a tribe is very, very important to probably the kind of relationships that you have in life, which are external, and the internal relationship that you have with your own self, where you are rooted to this earth and animal. So I feel like there is so much clarity that probably is coming to you, is coming your way when it comes to this particular space of culture. So, culture in general, roots in general, value systems in general, ethics in general, the way that it makes your entire world, basically, all of these things, a human being's world. So, I think that for your relationship that you're probably in right now or going to be, or the relationship with yourself, it's very, very crucial and very, very important. So you are gaining a lot of knowledge and clarity about it, so just soak that in because it's going to be helpful. um, let's see what else when it comes to relationships. Oh, the Hangman. Again, I feel like it's a beautiful card because I see this card enlightenment. Like I see how um the girl is hanging upside down, but she's hanging upside down with so much ease, reaching out to the water, swirling the water around. She's holding her. She's hanging from a cloth, almost like she's hanging from a tree. She's holding on to her own feet. So I honestly very strongly feel, and even in the water, I see a lot of even the fishes, they are very symbolically given in sacred geometry. So I think for you, again, an aspect of sacred geometry is also coming up for me that is very, very important. And with the essence of sacred geometry, I know you must be thinking relationships, sacred geometry, what the hell? But let me tell you, the thing is, you being in light of different perspectives. Geometry gives you a perspective of so many different dimensions. Your human eye is limited to seeing in a particular way at a particular dimension, but your inner eye, your third eye, I'm gonna adjust my bindi a little bit here. Interesting, adjusting your bindi. So it's like you adjusting your lenses, you adjusting your inner eye, you making sure that it's clear, crystal clear, clearing that fog up so that you can see in different perspectives, of different dimensions. It's very, very important to feeling like an enlightened person, in the sense that you are in the light of an identity, what that identity really is. An identity of a human being is so multidimensional. So you being in the light of that, which is again perspectives, like I was saying, the perspective room, perspectives are really, really important. So again, I'm just going to plug that in here. If you are somebody who, when it comes to your relationships and you are struggling and you're stuck, be a part of perspective room. You will be hearing from other people so many different perspectives about their identities, their journeys, their stories, with which probably you can take back and learn from about your relationships. The link is in the description box below. You can sign up. It starts 5th of January. Coming back to this, so I feel like you will be in the light of your identity from a multidimensional perspective. So that perspective shift is very, very important for you when it comes to your relationships in general in life, and your romantic relationship as well, and the relationship you have with yourself. But it's supposed to be with yourself first, because I see this girl, she's with herself, her light, touching and reaching out the water, which are her emotions, her fishes, that actually float in the water. Fishes, again, very Piscean energy, I feel like. If you are a Pisces, you might relate, you might connect, you might resonate. So I feel like, again I feel like it's a very, like, she's in touch with her beingness, different parts of her being, the different fishes that are floating, different, the fishes have so many different textures. The entire underwater world is so expansive and so, oh my god, beautiful, right? I just had to take a pause in between the reading, and whenever I'm doing readings or sitting in that space, it's very intentional. So whatever happens in between, I usually take it up as a sign. So even right now, I had to really like pause the reading because I thought my mic is not working. So I feel like mic very, very much symbolizes communication, of talking out loud, putting yourself out there in the world, maybe. So if you're somebody who is scared of putting themselves out into the world when it comes to the aspect of relationships, or it is your own sense of identity, I really, really feel like I want to give you an invitation to reflect on this, that maybe you need to take a pause and then realign your perspective with which you want to put yourself out there. Even in the sense of a romantic relationship specifically, how do you want to be perceived by this other person? How would you want to be perceived by your romantic partner? Good questions to ask yourself to realign your dimensional reality, and then put yourself out there in front of that person, because maybe that's how things will work out for you. Just feeling this nudge from within that maybe it's the perspective with which you present yourself in front of them is not working out for you. Maybe you need to shift that a little bit. I also am getting a sense the way that you view them as well needs to shift. So again, a perspective shift is needed. So being in the light, the true light of who you are at the present moment, then perspective shift to who do you want to be seen as for them, and for them, who they are as to you in the present moment, their identity, and who would you want them to become. And seeing and drawing the parallels, and then just reflecting upon this, not questioning, but reflecting, being in the awareness, being in the light of it, and the answers will flow to you. Just trust that and have faith in that. Now, what else? So I also realized how I'm wearing a very old spectacle of mine. So maybe there's some old perspective also that you carried about relationships that need to be brought in back to the present reality, that is really going to help you to 10 of Cups, have a happy romantic relationship or happy family, or a relationship with yourself. Some old way of being that was a part of your value system, a part of your culture, part of your behaviors. So think about it, bring it back. Very, very important. So I think we're done with the Light Seers deck. I am now going to be pulling out, if you're somebody who's struggling right now, for who the relationship that you're in, romantic relationship that is not working out. I'm also getting a inkling to spidey sense. Oh, by the way, I said spidey sense because I also feel like when it comes to spiders, it's like World Wide Web. It's like a huge web, and you're connected to so many other souls and so many other consciousness. I feel like it's a web of consciousness that is manifested as the world of web, you can say, and it's becoming only stronger and stronger as the web of consciousness is increasingly becoming stronger, as more and more people are waking up and becoming more conscious of that their consciousness. So I honestly really, really strongly feel like that when it comes to this particular relationship that you're struggling with, It's a web of consciousness that you are connected with, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So if there are any delays, it is happening because of that. So don't worry, be rest assured that things are going to work out. It's just that there's a lot of people attached to your entire situation, that things need to be worked out, dealt with, which is why things are not aligning right now. But they eventually will, that I can assure you. But I also want to see, if you are somebody who's worried right now, then what is blinding you to be worried? Like, if I'm telling you this, you should be rest assured, but then tomorrow again you go back to being worried again. So that worry keeps repeating. So what is blinding you to the fact that you are very, very sure about this romantic relationship that you're probably in or a part of or are going to be? Then what brings up the doubt time and again? What makes you influence? What is the blind spot over here that you need to probably look into? So the blind spot is card number 52. So I definitely see again a very worried man. I feel like his eyes wide open, not able to sleep, um, raising its flag, very anxious, insecure rather. So maybe you should work with your sense of security and safety in your own sense of being. Ground yourself a lot more. Wear red a lot more. Connect with the color red. Connect with red flowers, hibiscus. Drink hibiscus tea. Surround yourself with red. Not looking at it the form of anger, but safety. Um, Roses, rosemary essential oil, all of those things. So the blind spot is, you are currently stuck in an overlay. You are being called to step out of it so as to base your thoughts, words, actions on reality instead. So imagine that a person is in a prison cell from which there is no escape. They cannot cope with the reality of the prison cells, and so they begin to escape from it with their mind. They start to play a game of pretend where the prison is a palace instead. The person who brings food to the cell every day is a servant. The walls are not the stone of the prison but a medieval castle. The bars are pillars. The mind has the capacity to play pretend to such a degree that every element of reality can be seen as a different element. So I honestly, with the overlay card, feel like, as I said, it's unnecessary worry. You have great sense of instinct, intuition, validation. How much more? How much more do you need from the outside world to be told what your truth is within you is the truth of the matter? So, but you in your head are making things worse for yourself. The mind is playing tricks on you, and it's getting the worst out of you, causing unnecessary worry. If you have faith, there is no doubt, no space for doubt. If there is doubt coming up, the faith is weak. So if you are devoted, you're devoted. Again, going back to the indigenous cultures, if you're devoted, you're so devoted that there's no doubt. Even if doubt comes up, it's a thought. It's like a thought of cloud of thought. It's a cloud of thought that just comes and passes, and you look at it and you let it pass. So don't think, and don't go back into the prison of your mind. It's not a prison that you want to be in. You don't want to be caught up in a prison. You're a free bird. I'm wearing birdie earrings, so you're a free bird. Use the energies of your solar plexus to make you feel that sense of self-esteem, worthiness, confidence in yourself, in your inner knowing. With the heart chakra, trust in your heart a lot more. Focus on the emotion of trust. The green and that's why I brought it up. Symbols of reality. Yeah, so do that a lot more for yourself. I honestly feel like it's just your mind playing tricks and playing games and getting you back into the state of um, worry, unnecessary worry, to keep you looped into a space where you feel you're not free. Because that's just your old self. Just, yeah, it's just your old self. that you go back onto and feel a safety with. It's not safety. That old self of you is not safety. The one who's always worried is not safety. But you are way ahead of that. If you're not, then you will be. You're listening to this, you're aware. So then just be in the new space of self. Know that the only safety you need is in you, your instinct, your intuition, your heart space. And and be here. Just be. Ease it out. Relax. Have faith in you and your knowing. Let things happen on their own. If you want to bring back something from your old self, another perspective, that is to probably have more faith, or trust yourself more, or whatever it may be that for you, or maybe being devoted and being loyal, not being so afraid. Because at that point of time, maybe imagine somebody broke your heart in the last relationship that you were in. Somebody broke your heart in the last relationship that you were in, that's past. They broke your heart, which is why you became this new version of yourself that you're in the present moment, who is always scared of somebody else breaking their heart. But that's your old identity. It might not be the case. Imagine yourself before somebody broke your heart, how you were in that relationship in the beginning. Maybe that needs to be brought back to the present. And if there's a but coming up in your mind right now, just let it go. There's no but. Drop the questions. Be here. Be in the now. The questions are only doubt. And where there's doubt, faith is weak. So yeah, that's about it with the blind spot cards. And I'm going to now pick up some Moonology cards. It's an oracle card book. The bottom here is expect powerful changes. So I feel like after listening to this, there'll be a lot of powerful shifts in your life, or things to align for you in your romantic relationships and in your family relationships and in the relationship that you have with yourself. You'll be so much more composed, grounded, stronger, spine straight, heads up. Know, believe in what you know and believe in, without thinking about what externally is turning out to be. The more you are centered here within, what you have within will get reflected outside. It'll shift, not immediately, but as perspective shifts, you being in light of yourself, you being grounded in your culture, roots, everything, it'll happen. Just keep having faith. So there'll be powerful changes with the new moon that's coming. So can be a timeline or the new moon after that as well. So I feel 2 milestones. New moon right now would be somewhere around Christmas probably, and then one more after that in January. And it says don't let pride get in your way. So as I said, believing in yourself with obviously humility, humbleness, for life to still teach you. Still be open, knowing, sure, there needs to be a balance. You're confident, sure. But if somebody else comes and says something to you, gives you an advice, a suggestion, be open to listening to them. Not to an extent that you start feeling like, oh my God, they're right, and get influenced. But instead, be open, listen, see what they're saying. Maybe there's something you need to take back from it. Maybe there isn't. But that confidence then comes from a space of humility and not pride, that I know everything that I need to know. That is a lot of pride. That is your identity, ego identity. That's not leading you to a space of evolution, because it's stopping your learning in a way where you're saying that I'm all knowing. So again, be humble, ground yourself. This is just an advice, and I honestly, really honestly feel like I think everything is great when it comes to your relationships. It's just your fears that needs to be dealt with and transformed with the Scorpion energy. And I think Scorpion season, as it ends, your fears will be dealt with. And this is a timeless reading, so if you're watching it at some other point of time, just take it as without the timeline. Time is an illusion, so just don't worry about it. If I'm saying Scorpion season, this, that, don't worry about it. Or you can take it up as just a message without the timelines. And I see again, prosperity lies ahead. So I feel like you just need to continue to having faith, and I feel like the relationships that you are in at the present moment in your life are great. Count your blessings. You are great. Your relationship with yourself is great. If it's not, it's only because of the fears. So just navigate through the fears. And I just got the notification, and that's like a emphasis again. Just navigate through your fears, not like, oh my god, I need to fix myself, but just ease it out, take a step back, and let the answers come to you. Let, from a space of ease, being relaxed, um, let the shifts happen on their own. You don't have to consciously try to make a shift, consciously controlling. No, just relax. That's the old self coming in if you are wanting to do that. So I really, really hope that this reading helped you. It was a very powerful one, I must say. So no wonder I had the intuition, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love. In the description box below, if this resonated, if you are somebody who wants to go deeper, wants to do a session with me, there are links in the description box below where you can join the community, reach out to me personally to get a one-on-one session done. Thirdly, you can sign up for the perspective room, don't forget that, and share this with many people if you do resonate with whatever I gave as an information. So I'm sure it's going to reach the right people. So yeah, sending you lots and lots of love. Half heart, whole heart, and lots of hearts. So happy for you. Bye.